Game 3 of the current series. If you've not seen the preceding games, you should probably check them out first. Link in the description as well as in a button on the video. Game 3 now in the round of 16 from the Assembly. This is a Terran versus Terran with Slayer's S.Taeja versus TSL.Polt. TSL.Polt is our blue Terran up here in the northern position on Daybreak, while S.Taeja is our red Terran down in the southern position.
Very conveniently swapping colors for us again.
Yeah, once again trying to keep people confused, swapping their colors. Now, both of the previous games have been all about just kind of that classic TVT, tank lines versus tank lines, and then Marines stemming in, trying to catch tanks, trying to avoid tanks, generally dancing around.
S.Taeja once again not building a supply depot as part of a wall-off. Polt building his as part of a wall-off, so I want to say this means S.Taeja's planning on another early expand.
Well, so far it's the same as what they've done, but you know, at this stage in the game, just a minute and 20 seconds in or a minute 30 seconds in now, only a substantial cheese would really be obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that last game, very long game, they ended up pretty nearly mining out the bases that were really on their side. There were some bases in the middle, harder to hold positions that were still available. But S.Taeja just took the advantage during a kind of quick, draw. They were both dropping or elevating into each other's base.
Yep, S.Taeja dropping expand center.
Yeah,
yes.
Both of them going 14cc. So they are both set up for more long macro TVT games, or another long macro TVT game.
You know what? Actually, I like that. Expand center. Polt starting this barracks now. Oh, S.Taeja's a second or two behind him. That Scout SCV is going to show up for S.Taeja here, let him know that Polt is doing the same thing he's doing.
Yeah, for the first time yet, that Scout SCV from S.Taeja would be allowed to enter Polt's base. There's not that second barely started supply depot this time.
Yep, second barrack started for Polt. And S.Taeja has not yet seen it. Oh, there he is. S.Taeja, of course, also having his own second barracks building.
S.Taeja's SCV they got inside Polt's base being very annoying. Almost. Oh, he's down to 5 health, but so is. Oh, he gets the kill before dying.
Yeah. Takes one of them with him.
Okay, whenever that scouting SCV or whenever that scouting worker gets a kill, that is good. I mean, the scouting worker dies more often than not anyway. If it can get a kill, that's just awesome.
Looks like Polt's Scout SCV is not going to be as lucky.
No, the S.Taeja has a Marine here ready for him. And there he goes.
Yeah. So he's basically just no gas, whereas Polt is grabbing both of his own gas at his main.
Now, Polt is taking a double gas, both of them well on the way, whereas S.Taeja has not yet grabbed a gas.
Yeah, supplies fairly even, builds
S.Taeja going similar. Up to 4 barracks now. And now getting his double gas.
Factory getting started by Polt. So we'll have slightly quicker tanks.
Whereas we're just going to see a larger Marine count from S.Taeja. Polt dropping his 3rd racks.
And a bunker in front of his...
Yeah, Polt moving in
S.Taeja's
with
main.
7 Marines. Catches the SCV building the bunker in front of S.Taeja's base. Starts attacking the bunker, but it's not finished anyway. S.Taeja pulls some SCVs to try and engage these Marines and help. Just 2 Marines left for
one
Polt's
SCV.
push.
Oh, I guess including the SCV that was building the bunker, they got 2 SCVs with that.
Yeah, Polt taking a quick, slight advantage in workers and unit skill, that little push.
Polt adding a Starport. Tech lab on the factory finishing in a second. Three barracks for Polt, 4 for TSL.
Polt repositioned his barracks as if the one at the wall, as if he was going to build an expansion or an add-on, but he's not yet dropped it. Just still pumping Marines from that barracks.
TSL's third command is about a third of the way done. Polt's third command center, which is being built on the spot, is about a fourth of the way done. TSL is just building his in his main.
Stem's just about getting started for both sides.
Yep, but TSL is also getting combat shields at the same time.
Yep, 2/3 of the way done with those combat shields. He also has the advantage in getting +1 infantry weapons. I get it, the player in red gets better upgrades. That's the pattern.
I wonder if they agreed to that earlier.
Now, Polt loads up a medevac with 8 Marines.
TSL's factory is 2/3 of the way done. He scans and sees the starport.
TSL getting reactors on more of his barracks. Now, an SCV... No, that SCV did not see the drop. And Polt starts dropping his Marines behind the mineral line at TSL's base. TSL pulls his SCVs away. The Marines just going to work on a supply depot. One supply depot goes down. Some Marines coming to push this away. He loads up and leaves, taking no damage.
Yep. TSL's now supply capped at 89. Oh, another supply depot finishes.
Yep, 91 to 91 in overall supply. With 56 workers for TSL and 54, now 56 for Polt.
TSL's third commander center just finished becoming an orbital command. Polt adding on 2 more barracks. 4 more barracks.
While Polt's third, which is already in position, is transferring into a fortress.
So Polt's going to be on 7 barracks here, with 2 factories and a starport.
Yep, just now starting out combat shields. TSL is grabbing infantry armor, while Polt is just has about 2/3 of the way down on both armor and weapons. TSL already has weapons, of course.
TSL's still on. Oh, never mind. He heard me before I said it. He's going to be on 6 racks now. He was on 4. 2 factories, 1 starport as well.
Yeah, you know what they need? A building counter in the units tab.
It would be convenient.
Hey, they added larva.
Or are you mocking me because it does exist and I'm just an idiot?
No.
I'll just sit here and pretend I haven't hit B trying to go to that tab. And got 10 seconds behind you.
Now TSL has moved forward with a bunch of Marines and a few tanks. Just 1 medevac with this group. Guessing up by what would be Polt's 4th position, potentially. Now moving towards the 3rd, sieging up one of the tanks. Stepping forward with a bunch of Marines, catching one of Polt's tanks just as it sieged up.
Just gets 1 shot up, but the Marines take another one from the high ground.
Well, TSL's tanks has range on that fortress. The other 2 now moving up, and they will as well.
Yep, 1 medvac providing a save.
SCVs have a bunch of SCVs are repairing, keeping it topped off. While Polt moves more of his Marines and medevacs drawn behind the neural line. And they stem forward. TSL stems as well, but Polt's Marines have the substantial advantage. Tanks get cleaned up and his Marines get cleaned up.
Oh wow, yeah, the entire time those siege tanks were still just firing on the planetary fortress, not taking shots at the Marines.
Yeah, the tanks did not contribute to the fight, still just sieging up the fortress. And also, TSL's Marines were quite low, a lot of red and yellow health. So yeah, Polt taking that lead, or taking the win in that battle quite easily, giving him the lead overall at 184 now to 144. He's moving out across the map now, catching a few of TSL's, I guess you could call them recon Marines. TSL is moving forward with some Marines and tanks of his own, sieging up in the middle now. Polt has stemmed up and is charging into it, cleans up the tanks very quickly, and is now pushing TSL further back. He gets a 183 supply to TSL's 126. Also catches a medevac there.
Just one wave of siege shots from TSL's tanks there.
He's now moving up towards TSL's third. TSL preemptively lifts his command, starts running away with it. Polt stems in, kills a few of the SCVs and mules. Also trying to target the command center, not going to get it. He's now engaging TSL's Marines.
Yeah,
TSL's Marines going to pull back a little bit. And so do Polt's. Polt now maxed TSL at 151.
Yeah, behind this, Polt is building 2 command centers. One of them's almost complete.
Upgrades for the Marines are even at 1-1. Polt has the advantage in having +1 vehicle weapons already. Both sides working on 2-2. Polt's will kick in slightly sooner.
TSL just re-landing his third now. Unfortunately, a wave of SCVs long distance mining some of those minerals because it landed a little late. Man, Polt just banking up on command centers. He's got 3 spares just sitting around, building more.
Trying to poke in a little bit towards TSL's tank line. Now stemming forward. Catches the tanks out front. He's going to clear out the tanks easily. The Marines are behind them. TSL's tanks are gone. Polt's Marines start to pull back a little bit, heal up again. Polt also moving up his own tanks. Now stems up again, charges up this ramp.
Catch tank before it's finished his sieging. And his Marines are just cleaning up all of TSL's Marines.
Yeah, pushing into TSL's natural now. He turns back for now as some more reinforcements arrive for TSL. He's now just holding the contain right outside right at the ramp. It's at TSL's natural. Polt up at 188 supply to TSL's 125.
Yep, and expanding to a 5th.
And a 4th. Taking both the 4th in the center, as well as the 5th just now landing down in the southwest corner. Or southeast corner.
Yep, streaming out more tanks and Marines and medvacs across the map towards TSL's third.
Now, Polt moving in towards TSL's third once again. TSL has pulled SCVs, as well as there's a bunch of Marines here to engage this. SCVs go back to work as his Marines clear out the tanks. A few more of Polt's Marines come in, but they're outnumbered. However, they have better medevac support. As TSL's medevacs, one of them's completely out of energy. The other 2 have a decent bit. Both sides disengage.
Polt just losing 1 medvac while falling back there.
Polt has a whole bunch of Marines and 4 more tanks coming out of his base now to reinforce.
Yep, Polt's still maxed to TSL's 145. 5 bases to TSL's 3.
And Polt will soon have 3-3, whereas TSL has just started 3-3. Also, Polt with +2 vehicle weapons to TSL's +1, and Polt already has +3 halfway done. TSL moving in now with some stem Marines, dropping some Marines before the push to distract some of the siege tank fire. Polt has a bunch of Marines of his own, though, about pushing away. However, TSL did clear out the tank line. Polt has 4 more tanks farther behind. And his larger group of Marines is now pushing into Taeja's third again. Third lifts off and starts running away. The SCV's trying to keep it repaired, but they cannot against that many Marines. Taeja arrives with his tanks and Marines and forces Polt back.
Yeah, Taeja's now down to 2 bases, and unfortunately the tank lines have just been right in front of his base, so he hasn't been able to do much about the fact that Polt is just super far ahead economically at this point.
Yeah, Polt at 187 to Taeja's 120. There's a command center queued up to land in this position that would be Taeja's 4th. Is that Polt's command center?
That is Taeja's command center.
Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay. It will not be able to land because Polt's forces are there. A couple tanks literally on the spot that it wants to land.
Yeah. Maybe it'll go Super Mario Bros. On him.
Taeja pushes forward with some Marines, mostly just losing them though. Command center turns around, being unable to land.
Meanwhile,
And Taeja
Polt's
calls GG. Down 88 supply to 189. Yeah, seeing that he wasn't able to take that new third position, all while another group of Marines had wheeled around to stop his original third once again. Just not able to break that contain.
Yeah. When the battle line was drawn with Taeja having 2.5 bases, it was just bad news.
Yeah, and he was not able to break that. So that gives it to Polt 2-1, and he moves on to the round of 8.